Average late gamer. Average late gamer. My bad. Let me just check we're up on YouTube. And then I'll say hello to everyone. Roro, hi. Wampus, hi. Not a Prime, hi. Indulge me, hi. Denote, hi. Zamor, hi. Chunks was good. Baragoth, hi. River Foxen, yo. Blackout, yo. Tired Miku, yo. Red Polaris, yo. Hawkseye, yo. Mac Miller's dog, hi. Tone, what's good? Drasmart, hi. Oryx the Taken King, yo ho ho. Neko, hi. Ducky, hello. Ghosty, hi. Is it YOLO Temple time again? Why would we YOLO Temple? What are we YOLO Templing? Igneal, hi. Hello. Your hair is messy. What were you doing? Bruh. Don't worry, I'll tell you a story in a minute. The potential Vivian bikini skin, I have only heard of a rumor. I haven't heard anything else. Nothing is confirmed, but based. Hello, JJC. Hello, Saltpeter. Hello, Jasamaka. We must be up on YouTube then. We must be up. Hello, Tony. Hello, Invictus. Hello, Blade Shooter. Blackout, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated for 3 months. Thank you so much, sir. Hello, Rika Takahashi. Hello, Destiny. Hello, Looney Cloud. Hello, Salty Jinxed. This DA rotation is absolutely fucked. Yeah, I want to talk about it. Walter, hi. iRuby, hi. Sleepy Agent, hello. Zeronexu, hi. Salkov, good evening. Good evening to you, sir. Salt, hi. Zal, yo. Metaskipper, wow, it's the streamer. Hello. Can we get Idari cosplay when you pull for her? We'll see. Dark Senti, hi. Fancy Toasty, yo. That chap from Canada, hi. He was playing Endgame. Oh, actually, no, I do need to do my dailies, though. Oblivious Naga, hi. Hello, Jack. Hello, Shizu. Hello, Diego. Hello, Huanged. Hello, Phaethon. Hello, Haunted Voyager. Hello, Dumchi. Hello, Kishiguri. Brother, I miss your live stream. No, you're here. You're here, dude. Kishiguri, you're right here. It literally has just started. Yixuan or Juyuan? Juyuan. As a character. To play, Yixuan. Idari cosplay, I give 1 whole membership. Probably cost me a lot more than 1 whole membership to put it together. But we'll see, boys. It would be funny. Hoyo dropped their next game means they lost faith already. Do you think? Right, let me, I need to boot up the game. I haven't played at all today. So we're going to boot up. We're going to do my dailies. We're going to yap for a minute. And then we're going to get into the meat of what we're actually talking about, okay? I'm streaming during your gym time. Yo, if we can help you get those reps in, buddy, you let me know. Hey, nothing. Should I skip Orpheus and Evelyn? Probably. Probably, unless you need them. Would be my suggestion, unless you need them. I'm here for Idari Simpin. Let's go. I need Orphe for DPS Ben. Based. That's actually kind of based. Nice new pick. Thank you, Immortal Gaming. Thoughts on pulling Eve since my only fire DPS is Soldier 11 and I just like playing her. I've got 485 pulls. Evelyn, I think Evelyn is really fun to play. But I think some people don't necessarily agree with her playstyle. So I would potentially say give her a good go. Give her the old college try. And then see how you feel afterwards. Don't necessarily like just jump straight in. Why is Endgame getting worse? Because HP inflation keeps going up, and therefore it's getting harder and harder to clear. Right, what am I doing? Oh, we're gonna do the old school. That picture exudes average luck. What picture? Did I like the picture of me? She is strong, she's fun to play, but she kind of has a high skill ceiling depending on teammates. Yeah, also true. I think if you have either one of Lighter and Astra, you'll be fine. Lighter or Astra, you'll be fine. But if you have neither, you'd have to be pretty good with Evelyn. More like titty inflation. Have you seen the last bosses? I'm definitely going for Eve. Her chain loops are so fun and cool. Yeah, no, they are. I think it's really fun, but I think not everyone necessarily agrees, and I think that's okay. You don't have to agree. I let my buddy clear it for me. He's much better. Oh, that's that's cool. DJ Mono, hi. Chest file, incline bench. Incline bench. There's a reason why they all do bench. It's actually just really good for your chest. I have empty like is him good to build since I literally have no stunner? Probably, yeah. It depends what teams though. He's really not very useful at all. If you have like no ice DPS. Hey Kuna, what's good? Wait, should we do pinking? Pinking for stream warm up? Oh yeah. Oh shit, what's happening? Oh shit. Not gonna lie, new DA boss is fun, but really annoying. Here's the thing. I actually don't think that the new DA boss is bad from a design perspective at all. What I think is bad is the way that they're arbitrarily pushing things in a direction, which means that you have to use... we have to say that. Which means that you have to use a particular team. Ooh, we're gonna need that. Everything about new DA boss is fine, except the anomaly damage nerf. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Can't believe people hated this song when it first dropped. I don't understand why. I could not possibly understand why. I remember hearing it and being like, this shit is fire. This shit is fire. Have you tried to clear Bringer with an attack team? This has been going on since 1.4. It has and it hasn't. You know, that's the point, is it has and it hasn't. Because it has been going on, but also you could brute force it. You could brute force Bringer with Ellen. You could. In 1.4, you absolutely could. In 1.7, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? I missed a couple of messages. I'm going to scroll up. Sorry. I saw a couple of questions. Is today's conversation only about current day, or does it include dreams we've had? We can talk about dreams, but the main focus of today's stream is going to be... No. The main focus of today's... Oh, I don't know if I have another attack one. I'm going to lock it. The main focus of today's stream is going to be us working together. You and me, we're going to work together. And what we're going to do is we're going to think about what we're going to write on our feedback surveys. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a video imploring the ZZZ community to come together and all send the same feedback. That's what we want to do. Hey, yo, Jimbo, what's good? Woo, actual lobbying. Yep, yeah. Because I feel like I don't want to sit idly by while my favorite gacha game turns to shit. No, Cave, thank you for the follow. We'll cross-post the feedback form message to Billy Billy. Let's go! My feedback, give Ju-Yuan a skin where I can see her armpits. Oh, that's really specific. The feedback is not sending money. Yeah, I know, but here's the thing, though. I don't think... I think them pushing the player base into a corner where it feels like that player base has to spend money isn't good for the long-term health of the game. We should post it in Mandarin to fool them. Yeah, but then the people who pick up the English messages will be like, what the hell is this shit? Why are you keeping seed discs? Because one day it might not be a seed disc. If it's my best disc of a particular set, there's no way I get rid of it. Bruh, you've been here for any account helps ever? Ohio Endgame has the same issue. Investment required to clear out ways for clearing. But why even bother? Yeah, I mean... there is a small part of me that thinks maybe we just do nothing. Maybe I just do nothing and I just say nothing. But there's also a bigger part of me that's like, I feel like we should do something though. Beach outfit saved a few games. Okay, so is that what we're gonna say? We're gonna say stop shilling the end game. Stop shilling the new characters in the end game so fucking hard. And instead of that, give us skins. We promise we'll give you money. ALG credit score minus 300. Mm-hmm. Anyway. Put the 1989 copy pasta in the survey. Make them cursor add lock trash hack keys to keyboard. Oh, okay, yeah. Make 2.0 main story Ray playable. Yeah, that is also like those are also key points. But I think for me, the current end game, it's just too shilly, boys. It's just too shilly. Look, we're gonna talk about this a little bit more, but I'm in the top 1% of DA play. Let me just. I want to go to my Hoyle lab. How do I get to my Hoyle lab? Hoyle lab? Okay. Current season. Wait. Where's the... Oh, here we go. So, currently, top 1% is 126. Previously, it was like 1-4 something. It feels like everyone's scores has massively dropped. And the other day, I did an account review. I kind of want to open DaVinci because I know it'll be there. But also, I know it'll be in my videos on my PC. So I will get it up. I'll find it. Give me 2 secs. I feel like the PC might just show my full name, which would be a bit weird. Give me a sec. Here? I think this one. Yeah, it was this one. Okay, we'll find it together, though. So... Okay, so when we cleared for this guy... Unlocked at 9 stars. We still haven't done it yet. Okay, we did the Ju-Yuan, Lucy, Killia. Okay. 64,000 was the top 27%. The top 20... He's reacting to himself. Bruh. No, I just wanted to get the footage. I just wanted to get the footage. 64,000. So just clearing. Just over the bar for clearing every stage with 20k. Is top 27%. I would love to know where the actual figures is. I think it's about a third of players. Only about a third of players can clear. And if we go to Reddit as well, I know it's not like the fuck. What would you just not right now? Why is it? I want it to stay here so we can refer back to it. ZZZ official. It's the biggest one, right? Bonjour. Anyway, For not for any reason. Jesus fucking Christ, guys. All right. Send it to Kete. Okay, yeah. I'll send it to Kete. Just send it to him. Just deadly. Type in deadly assault. Yeah. You're right. All right, here we go. So, like, how is your deadly assault going? Yeah, I mean that ain't good, bud. Oh my god. Oh my god. So he just cleared 64k. He didn't unlock the ranking. Horribly. Wait, how do I get back out of this? Oh my god, it just opened it in a new tab. 74k is now the top 14%. Fucking hell. Not as good as I usually do, but I wasn't sweating. Did I miss the DA talk? No. You're here just in time. We're kind of just collating like what we're actually going to talk about. We're not tugging through this DA anymore. Yeah, we're not just. You can't just brainlessly do it. Yeah, 84k is top 8%. That's normally 100k plus. Is that where you are, Jamie? I gave up on 9 stars today, got 7 stars, and called it enough. So this is the disparity between day 1 players and more recent players. Yeah, kind of. Because I think the thing is, sorry, the music's too good. It's distracting me. I started 1.7 and have never surpassed 5 stars. Honestly, that doesn't surprise me because it feels like, and I was talking about this last night with Kate, like we just had a quick phone call, but I was saying to him that it felt like for a while we were okay, like absolutely fine clearing with A rank and then like single limited S rank teams. So you have a single limited S rank, you support them with 2 A ranks and you were fine. Absolutely fine. But now it feels like we're moving into a phase where we're normalizing 2 limited S ranks being part of the team. Now, I'm not necessarily saying that 2 limited S ranks is too many S ranks per team, but like if we think about how many limited S ranks per team that is, so 2 limited S ranks per team is 6 characters. In order for a low spend player, someone who spends the £5 a month pass on the game, they would have to get lucky and then they could pull a character in each half of the patch. So if they won every 50, they would be able to pull 6 limited characters in 3 full patches, which would be a grand total of, it's like 40 days per patch, right? Because it's like 20 per half. So that would be 40, 80, 120. 120, that's like 4 months. 4 months? And you'd have to get lucky to do that? Bruh. And then you'd have to be in a position where the character you pulled, i.e. Miyabi, doesn't get like destroyed by the new agent who's coming out. Realistically, you're looking at 6 months to get to that stage. I completely agree, Jamie. I completely agree. $90k on the dot, top 5.7% here. Could you guys, like, anyone who's got a score who shared it in chat, could you go to your Hoyle lab and see what you got on the last DA? So like I showed it here. So you can look at your previous season versus current season, right? So my previous season, I was 147, around the same percentage. And then, like, the scores dropped by over 20k. But I'm in the same, like, I'm within 0.7 of my prior point, if that makes sense. Just because I'm curious. Like, what was it your current season and what was it last season? How much have scores dropped by? 147k this season, 165 last. Yeah, that sounds about right. Last year was 132, and now it's 114. We're looking at like a 20k drop. Current 78, previous 90. Holy shit, I need to start like collating these on a list or something. Last year had Typhon though. This has higher average scores, I feel, but I get what you're saying. I guess what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make a point. This does feel a lot harder. I dropped by 40k? Really? That's wild. 6 starring gets you in the top 50%. It was about a 20k drop. 2.94% last season, and now it's 6.35%. Current 64, previous 81. Was about 115 and now 99. About 20k too. Yeah. 112k scraped to 81? Oh, bro, that's like a 30k drop. 137k, 162. Bruh. It just feels... Let's... I feel like I should start writing these down. But I think the point has kind of been made, is that 138k previous, 129k current. Oh, you maintain pretty well. 78 to 55. 88 to 72. Yeah, so as the scores are lower, as in like, you know, like lower overall, it's probably a similar percentage diff. It's crazy. How long before this affects the casuals? This feels like sweat territory. Yeah, I kind of do agree with you, Faris. It does feel like sweat territory. But here's the thing. It kind of is already going to affect the casuals. So here's the thing. Against Defiler, right now, against Defiler, let me move my head out of the way. Right now, against Defiler, you can still clear here with a Yanagi without her engine, right? So you can still clear with a Yanagi without her engine, M0 teammates, put her in the wheelchair. She'll still clear, and that's fine. But the thing is that I'm scraping the clear here. Like, I can run it again, but like I've run it off stream. I'm scraping the clear here with Yanagi. And I've been playing Yanagi since 1.3. Look, I know I'm not amazing at the video game, but like I ain't bad, all right? And it just means that this electric weak boss isn't going to get any easier, which means the Yanagi is just fucked because it's an anomaly boss. It's an anti-anomaly boss. Yanagi, Alice, Astra. Yeah. Like I said, like, yeah, you can... Like, I feel like if you're running, like, double weakness into it, Yanagi and Alice, that is going to make it a little bit easier. But, yeah. As a new player, this just feels like a kick in the balls. Last patch gave me Anomaly, and now it's gone screw them, I guess. Exactly. And I think the bigger thing for me... The bigger thing for me is that, and I talked about this before when we had that big meta yap with all of the creators. Before we went into that, I came in kind of hot about the Defiler and the anti-anomaly shield. I think, if I'm honest, the reason why I'm coming in so hot about it is because I feel like a lot of the player base are anomaly players. And I'll explain why it makes sense for a lot of the player base to be anomaly players. It's not because people like me are shilling anomaly, but it's because Hoyo themselves shield anomaly. Like, their limited S ranks from 1.1 up to 1.4, there was like 4 anomaly agents. Jane, Yanagi, Bernice, Miyabi. Yet there was literally 4 anomaly agents, and we weren't even having reruns at that point. Chunks, I'm going to read your message. What did you say? Hoyo has shielded anomaly a lot recently. Most accounts fall into this spot. Hoyo increases HP to help balance the sheer numbers people can put out. Couple that with a return to DPS focus on bosses, and people feel shafted for pulling before now. Yeah, I think you're right, man. I think you're right. We have our first attacker boss, and the anomaly players are complaining. Kind of true. Kind of true. But I don't necessarily think that this being an anomaly boss is the reason why it's now the time to start talking about the endgame not being, like, needing to move on from being shilly. Like, I was talking about it before this happened. My Let's Save ZZZ video, that was before we got the Defiler. But now we have the Defiler. and the HP continues to go up, and the HP continues to go up for Fiend, and the HP continues to go up for Priest, and it's just not fun anymore. It's bringer for attack agents? Yeah, it probably is. We had 3 anomaly bosses and attack agent lovers stayed quiet. But have you considered that Defiler is thick as fuck? That's funny, but yeah. I think the point that I'm saying, the thing that I'm trying to say is, okay, so there's always going to be a reason not to complain. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, there's always going to be a reason to be like, oh, we've had our first anomaly, anti-anomaly shield boss, and the anomaly players are all crying about it. It's not about that. Like, it's about everyone's score has gone down. Like, it's almost not even about Defiler at all. It's about the level of HP inflation, defense inflation, whatever you want to call it, that's making it harder to score higher, is reaching a point where it's becoming very, very hard to brute force, where particularly when you don't have the correct team types. The endgame should be difficult. DA is forcing me to farm better discs. Yeah, it's not always like your fault though. You know? It's about what's to come in the future from this at a viewpoint. Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe the whole game's just fucked. Maybe we're just cooked. I might be different. I like how difficult the new boss is. I don't mind the mechanics of the boss. I think the mechanics are pretty good. This DMing problem is the buffs is basically seed. Well, go fuck yourself. They're so shit unless you have seed. I mean, yeah, the buffs are actually really bad. I'm not gonna lie. Average Doom gamer. I know the thing, guys. I don't want to be a Doomer. I don't want to be a Doomer. I love Zenless Zone 0. Let me just rip that right there. I love it. I love it so bad. I love for it. It's great. Let the Doom take over? No. The buffs and the increase to HP. Yeah, what are the buffs again? How bad were the buffs? This buff is ridiculous, but it's only for seed. 1 to 2 attack, 1 to 2 agents with attack specialty in the squad. The whole squad deals 20 to 40% bonus damage. After triggering a critical hit, the agent's electric damage increases by 30%. The agents with attack specialty, their crit damage increases by 40% for 5 seconds. Yeah, it's really good. That's really good. Whole squad 20 to 20, like 40% bonus damage if you're running 2 attack agents. Bruh, that's really nice. Yeah, and then you get the electric damage bonus, and then you get a further crit damage bonus. Anton? Well, yeah, Anton with another attacker. Neko, Fufu, and level 30 Billy. So how much investment per patch should be a norm for us not to complain? It's a good question, Drasma. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer to any of this is. I just missed the way that ZZZ used to feel. Do you remember how it used to feel? You know, back in the good old days where you used to get on and you used to just boot up into DA and you were excited for the new DA rotation, and then you would see that it was pretty easy to hit the 20k, and then, you know, you could maybe flip your teams around a little bit and you could push your number up even higher, and then before you knew it, you were breaking like 50k after you mastered the Miyabi, Lycan, Sakaku team, and then you watch Yoji do it without even a fucking engine equipped on his Miyabi, and you were like, holy shit, I'm gonna learn how to do that. And it felt like you were being rewarded for pulling the new character, not being punished for not pulling the new character. Because at that point, you could still brute force you could still brute force Bringer with Ellen. 1.4, 1.5. The golden days. This is the first time I couldn't at least 6-star. I think it's a problem, man. D8's still kind of easy to me. Okay. It doesn't change the fact that we just did a whip round and everyone's score has dropped by like a certain percentage. I mean, when it was around the 100k mark, they were dropping by 20k. So it's probably like everyone's score has dropped by around 20%. Key message. Yeah, I think that's it. Rewarded for pulling, not punished for not pulling. Must be in survey. I agree. I think that is the key message. I'm having major skill issue this time. I can't even 20k with Miyabi team. Yeah, I mean, the only boss that you'd realistically be able to use Miyabi on would be the Fiend. The Fiend is an anomaly boss. Like, and I'm not anti the idea of bosses being specific to a type, of bosses rewarding particular gameplay against them, or particular team archetypes against them. I'm not anti the idea of a Rupture boss. But the thing is that when Priest was introduced, Priest's HP was so much lower that if you wanted to brute force this with Ju Yuan, it was easy. Whereas now, it's a lot harder. Now, on the account help we did the other day, if I've still got it open, this one here, like, we did brute force it with Lucy and Nicole. And bearing in mind that these supports were not built well. But it took us like 4 attempts. And we also tried Lycan and Khalida in these slots as well, because we thought that stunning might do more damage. But in the end, it was just double support. It was always double support. It always will be double support. It always has been double support. Double support is awesome. But yeah, like, it felt okay. Like, you could still brute force that content, but then you were rewarded for having Yixuan, because instead of having a team get this score against Miasma Priest, Yixuan could almost kill it at M0. This is the fate of all live service games. Power creep and complexity creep is something that can't be avoided. It's a natural result of game design clashing with profit insensitive. Even if they band-aid fix it now, it will get worse. It's not something to doom over. It's just something that happens. Okay, pack it up, boys. I'm done. Yeah, that's the way that live service games work. They're just going to milk you for everything you got. That's it. We're done. We're cooked. Might as well just enjoy the bikini skins and not play the end game. GG's. I don't know, man. Like, he's not wrong though. Like, I'm diminishing it a little bit, but I don't think he's totally wrong. That's the thing. I really don't think he's completely wrong. I think he's kind of right. Like, that is the fate of all live service games. It's the direction that Honkai Star Rail went. It's the direction that Genshin is starting to go. And it's the direction that Zenless Zone Zero has started to go. And wouldn't it just be nice? Like, my point is that, like, yeah, you could brute force this and still get like 30, 35k with Ju Yuan. Easy. But then with Yixuan, it was a case, and with Yixuan's best team, oh, you can like kill it at M0. That's so cool. And to me, that felt rewarding. It felt exciting. It felt fun. But now it doesn't. As more characters continue to come out, like, I understand the idea of HP inflation is, or HP inflation, or, you know, like defense creep or whatever it might be, is to keep you pulling for the new characters. But really, all that does is it keeps the very engaged part of the player base who have already sunk a bunch of money into the game. It keeps them engaged. But it's not going to help to onboard new players. It's not going to help for the more casual player base to enjoy the endgame. And it means that the more casual player base may just end up giving up on the endgame. And if they do, then what? Then it's over. Who isn't already pulling for new characters? Yeah. End of the money honeymoon period? Maybe. Those definitely was the golden days. True. Then you find another gacha game and rinse and repeat. Casual players already gave up on the end game. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think you're about right. My store dropped by 20k. Yeah, I think that's about the average we're seeing. I think you should be happy getting a 20k on whatever team you like. Anything above 20k is ego. You are mad that your ego is suffering. I mean, I didn't see the message that Rora wrote, but like, I don't necessarily think that's it, because it's kind of like I said, right? Like, you can brute force this with Yanagi. You can still clear this with Yanagi. Like a Yanagi hyper carry. So like Astra Nicole. Yeah, she doesn't have her additional ability active, but she gets the buffs that Astra and Nicole provide kind of make up for it. So you hyper carry Yanagi clear here for like 20k. You're not going to be able to do it the next time the Defiler comes back, because the HP buff that they've been giving, the HP buff that they tend to give is around 15%, right? It's around there, 10 to 15%. I think it's in large part a too much too soon power creep, and hard shilling feels like it's happening too quickly, and average score lowering is a sign that they're pushing power creep, which isn't necessarily even live service. It's just too soon. Yeah, I think you're right, Lightning. I think you're right. Yeah, I think it's not necessarily that it's happening. Like, it is expected to happen. It is a reality of live service games that eventually the power level will increase, and it will mean that you will have to leave your old characters behind. It means that, you know, in a card game or in a gun game like Destiny or Hearthstone, like eventually they release new guns or cards and stuff, and then you have to buy the new sets in order to keep up. Was there a single patch without HP inflation? There was somewhere it went down. As long as I can hit 20k, I'm good. And I feel the same way, man. Like Gacha Man Muse, I feel the same way. But I think the problem is that it feels like it's going too fast. It's going too fast, and the shill is insane. It's crazy. You don't sound okay if you can 20k. What do you mean? I think the problem with being able to 20k is that if this was 1.4 and it was the release of Deadly Assault and we all 20k'd and we all got our 3 stars, we'd be fine. But at this point, there's a history. There's a history of that HP continuing to increase. And as that HP continues to increase, it means that right now, if you are looking at a 20k here, and that's the best you could do, you get like 20, 20 and a half, maybe 21. Like you scrape the 3 stars. Like we have history now that tells us that when the Defiler comes back next week, it's going to have a 10 to 15% HP buff. And then you're going to be like, well, shit. The reason I say what I say, look at almost any a live service game. There are games like Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, HSR. They've been around far longer, and they haven't cracked how to stop power creep because it's extremely difficult, if not impossible, to fully curb it. People like new things, and they like better new things. If the game's too easy, why buy the new thing? I just wonder if it's worth dooming over right now. I think now's the time, yeah. I genuinely do think now's the time for us to be like, hey, this is a, excuse me, John Hoyerverse? Yeah, this is a problem. Hey, John Hoyerverse? Yep. This is too fast. This is too much too quick. I'm worried about how, hang on, how DA gets harder. Getting 20k might be rougher and rougher. Yeah. What's wrong with 2-starring? There's 3 bosses for a reason. I guess nothing. There is nothing wrong with 2-starring. I guess maybe there's just like there's like a hole in my brain where I know that I don't need it, but if the game dangles something in front of me that I can't quite get, the desire to push to get that thing will be almost something that I wouldn't be able to avoid. Do you know what I mean? And I think what it's doing is it's playing into a very specific part of human psychology of you knowing that you can't fully do it. And then what you do, or what they want you to do, is they want you to be like, oh, okay, well, I'll just pull seed. It also feels like you're moving backwards too. Exactly, yeah, because it's like, oh, I 9-starred, I 9-starred, I 9-starred, I 9-starred. I can't now. What's wrong with letting everyone 9-star? There are 45k more points per boss as additional goals. Yeah, exactly. CCs need to band together to force Hoyo to address this in dev talk. Well, I mean, like, honestly, the initial aim of my live stream today, the reason I went live today, is because I'm normally live today. But like, I specifically wanted to A, talk about this with you guys, and B, see if we can agree in some way what we should be saying about HP inflation, and then spamming feedback at Hoyoverse. I dislike calls to action like that. It feels so cringe. I agree. But then there's also a part of me that thinks, like, I don't understand what else I could do. Salami, thank you for the sub. 7 months. 7 months. Dude, thank you so much. I'm still clearing every boss with Neko, Pulchra, Nicole. Good for you, man. HP inflation would be fine if there were more ways to earn points in DA. I don't know. My Harry team barely made 20k. Next one, it simply won't. Never want to try and kill, but knowing that I'm being power crept out of doing so, yeah, it does. It feels like that. I blame content creators level 40 pipers clearing a DA, and just people are blowing deadly up in general. 40 to 90 points in an endgame content is absurd. I think I see what you mean. I think you mean that, like, from content creators like normalizing higher scores, it's pushing Hoyoverse to like change the endgame so that it's higher. I think that's what you mean. Question about DV. Thank you for the follow. I got M16 and I can 65k the boss within 2 minutes 40 seconds. Oh, well, problem solved. Not gonna lie, this is a pretty elitist take from you, ALG. Most people don't need to 9-star and don't even need 20k. Performance points alone is 5k each boss. Is it though? Am I being elitist by saying more players should be able to get 9 stars? I feel like that's the opposite of elitism. I genuinely don't understand. I feel like me saying that, like, I feel like more players should be able to get 9 stars. I feel like players who started in 1.7 should be in with a fighting chance of getting 9 stars is the complete opposite of elitism. I don't understand. Yeah, please explain. I don't understand. I would be more worried about Shiyu defense. Yeah, I think the thing is about Shiyu defense is that it doesn't feel like the real endgame. Deadly Assault feels like the real endgame. Shiyu defense just feels like that thing that we do every other week. I just said that people who have played early have a super big advantage over new players. I'd argue even more so than other gacha. You need a lot of investment per character to make them workable, so as time goes on, it gets tougher to not only acquire good characters like Astra, but also lose out on resource days. Yeah, I 100% agree. 9-star shouldn't be the barrier. Not being able to kill is another story. Yeah, I don't mind if they lock the kills behind... I don't mind if the fights are designed in a way where they lock killing behind mindscapes, as in, like, you know, you just don't have enough damage output to kill, and they lock that behind mindscapes. I think I'm okay with that. I just feel like I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I just want the game to have more players. I want more players to enjoy it. I want more players to want to play the endgame. And apparently that's elitist of me. So, I don't know. Are you saying DA should be easier or players should be better? I'm saying DA should be easier. I'm saying we need to curb the HP inflation. I'm saying we need to, like, walk it back. I'm saying we need to stop. The endgame shouldn't shield the new characters so much. Everyone shouldn't be complaining about how much their scores have dropped. I mean, we did like a whip round, and basically everyone's score feels like it was dropping around 20%. Oh, that was old school. Oh, that was when it first started 9 months ago. I lost over 40k points from this reset. That's crazy. Go to ZZZ discussion. Howl. Six days ago. Making the new physical electric boss resist anomaly damage after running Alice and Yanagi was so evil. Yeah. Yeah, it was. I've been able to 9-star DA consistently, but I don't think I'll be able to this time. Yeah. Is that really a big deal? I went from getting 30k plus on each fight to barely getting 20k on 2 of them. The only one I cleared well was Fiend, and that's because I super invested to Alice and Vivian. Yeah, that's true. So many people were complaining that ZZZ was too easy. Yeah, I know. It's kind of a kick in the face, I agree. What was that? What did Roro say? Roro, I missed it. What did you say? From what I've heard, HP inflation is happening, but it only starts when you get to a certain amount of damage. For example, to go from 10 to 20k is easier than going from 20k to 30k. So we're fine, I think. Maybe. How many people are checking ZZZ is too easy and I'm not okay with it versus I am okay with it? What, on the survey? Yeah. Let me ask, what internet level do you think someone should be able to 9-star DA? Because that's a pretty reasonable estimate for an account's investment. Yeah, I think that is a good question. I think it was around internet level 56, around internet level 56, 57. Should be probably, like, historically, like, before this DA, that's when we would start expecting, like, okay, you should have enough characters now that you can probably 9-star. The feeling that you're experiencing, ALG, is by design. Bruh. Do you ever feel sometimes like just cooked and nothing that you do is the right thing to do? Like, because it just feels like... It feels like we should be talking about this. We should be saying something about this. I want to play the game. I just want to play and have fun. That's all I want to do. But I feel like by not talking about this, it becomes a bigger problem. But it's a video game. It's just meant to be fun. And if it's not fun, then you just stop playing. Then there's going to be another 20% HP inflation next patch too? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, yeah. I I think saying this is intentional by Hoiverse and we don't like this change aren't at odds. Yeah. Will you do a video about it? I want to. I just don't know how to do it. You're talking about it because you care about it and want to be the best it is. I don't think your complaints are a bad thing. I think that's the thing. I think I'm trying to come from a good place here. I'm trying to come from a... Shit, man. If this keeps going, then it'll be really hard to force teams against bosses, right? So you'll be in a position where the Yanagi that you could force against Defiler just no longer works. The Juyuan that you could force against Miasma Priest just no longer works. The Evelyn team... No, wait, probably not Evelyn. Fire Resistance. The Seed team that you could force against Fiend just no longer works. Like, and then you'll end up in a position where, like, where we're just fucking cooked. You have the backing of a lot of CCs. You aren't alone in the HP inflation talks. Yeah, it feels like I might be, though. It feels like I might be, though. My last season's DA was 113k, which was 4.06. This season's 97k, which is 4.02. Score down, placement up. Yeah, my score, like, went down by 20k, but I'm still in a very, very close percentage to where I was beforehand. Here, look. Current season 126. Previous season 147. Like, top 1%. Top 1%. 0.7% apart. Like, and I know that that's a very small change, but like, it's at, like, this is a very small change. This is a fucking huge change. They're limiting the creativity in a way, honestly. Devs want us to play in a very specific way to beat DA bosses. Okay, yeah, and if that's the way that ZZZ is going to be designed, I don't know how I feel about continuing to play ZZZ. I'm gonna be real. Like, if we end up in a position where the only way you can beat Miasma Priest is to run Yishuan into it, I'll be bored. I will be bored as fuck. And we do account help, and I'll be like, you don't have Yishuan? Well, GG's. You're getting 6 stars this DA. It's not... It's like, that just fucking sucks. You can do priest if it's harder. Oh, exactly, Chonks. Like, yeah, like, and I will have a video. This, like, I'm turning this into a video. But yeah, we did it with 2A ranks and Juyuan, and we got 20k. Like, you could add Chingy in here, you could add Trigger in here. But if Miasma Priest's HP continues to go up, it'll be 2 Miasma Priest's time. In 2 Miasma Priest's time, if each time it goes up by 15%, then we'll be in a position where Juyuan just straight can't clear, even if you give her Trigger and Astra. Bruh. There's a lot of forced character selection and restriction happening now, putting anomaly nerfs on bosses and very specific rules on forcing certain building. Yeah, I think that's maybe more what my problem is, if I'm honest. That's not true. What's not true, Black Ace? When the new character can't help you against the DA bosses, you know there's a problem. Yeah. Is the HP as it is today okay? Just trying to stop it from getting worse. Yeah. 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 I think the HP as it is right now is fine. Like, if I'm totally honest, I think last DA, it was maybe perfect. I think this TA, it's been maybe slightly overcorrected. And I think that's why I'm talking about it, is because, hey, look, the players around the 100k mark, we're losing around 20k points. And then under that, they're losing slightly less. So what are we saying? We're saying that we're losing like 20%. So we're losing like 20% of our DA score, right? So if we're saying we're losing like 20% of our DA score, like overall DA score, we're losing 20% of our DA score. That feels like an overcorrection to me. This feels like an overcorrection. I think last year was a perfect amount of HP and this year was horrible to play. Yeah, and I think there's an element of, well, as time goes on, like, you'll get better at doing the Defiler. You'll get better at beating this boss. Like, you just will. Like, I didn't necessarily think we could min-max Bringer in the way that we did. I didn't necessarily think that we could min-max Butcher or Pompey in the way that we did. But as time goes on, new things, you know, get discovered, and the player base kind of learns about it. Plus, the fact that even if you're a more casual player and you don't really follow content around the game or like how to beat bosses and shit like that, like just completely super casual, like you play it today and then you'll play it again in 2 weeks and then again in 2 weeks and then again in 2 weeks. A boss that makes you use Haramasa can't be good. Bro, I said fuck that. Honestly, my Haru got like 3-4k less than my Evelyn. But maybe I'm just cooked with Haru. Wait until the next year and everyone will stop complaining. Hey, I mean, maybe. Yeah, maybe we're jumping too soon. Maybe we're saying, hey, this could be a problem before it's actually a problem. Because I think what we're saying right now is that, like, hey, if it continues at this rate, this could become a problem. But we're already in the position where we're seeing players, and I know it's like anecdotal evidence, but we're seeing players who are on Reddit saying that they used to be able to clear, and now they can't. They used to be able to 9-star, and now they can't. And I think, for me, when I start to think about, like, the new player journey, new player starts ZZZ. They finished, like, chapter 1 and 2 of the story. They unlocked, like, the Hollow Zero and the Shio defense and the Deadly Assault, and they're like, oh, cool, this is, like, the endgame stuff. This is going to be so fun. And then they're like, okay, I'm going to try and do Shio, and they stop around here. And then they're going to try and do DA, and they get maybe a star or two on one of the bosses because they only have, like, one team. And then they're like, okay, I need to build my teams for the end game. Let me go away. I'm gonna keep going. How long does that process take? So they unlock the end game, like, maybe, like, a couple of weeks into playing? Like, and then how many characters do they need? How many limited S ranks do they need? I mean, honestly, at this point, right now, maybe, like, the average player probably needs at least one per team. But they really need two. And then you just have to hope and pray that you get characters that run together, that work well together, that can also be paired with, like, a decent A rank. Which, to be honest, they do regularly do. They always run characters together that work well together, right? Like Astra, Evelyn, Seed, and Orphe. So on, and Yuzuha and Alice. Like, that is, like, a very normal thing. But then the problem is that you're giving the game your money. Like, you are supporting the game, but you're doing it through the monthly pass, doing it through the internal membership. And that means that if you lose a 50, you kind of just don't get the other character. So you get Yuzuha, but then you just miss out on Alice. You lose the 50. So imagine a player starting in 2.0. They started in 2.0. They got Yixuan. They lost to Fufu. They got Yuzuha. They lost Alice. I mean, they could get 3 stars here. They could get 3 stars here with Piper, probably. Bearing in mind they're going to have to use 2 A ranks on these. They're literally fucked here. 50-50 should be illegal. Yeah, it's just never going to go away. I've been playing since 2.0. It's taken me forever to get a 13. Now I'm barely getting 6 stars between all the bosses. You gotta think, man. That's like... By the time we reach the end of 2.2, you'll have been playing the game for like 3 patches. 40 days per patch-ish. 40, 80, 120. It's like 4 months. It's endgame, though? It is endgame, though. Imagine someone opening up DA for the first time this patch. Exactly. Exactly! People clearing with the cunning hairs are in the top 0.01%. That's just false. That is straight false. I've seen people, like, really, really good players. I've seen really, really good players on the YouTubes clearing with the cunning hairs and scraping 20k and being really happy about it. They are not in the top 0.01%. That is just straight false. This is basically them moving the overall for players and slightly lower than it previously was. Barely getting 9 stars was lowered down to getting 6 stars for 4 rewards. Going for 30k plus scores was lowered down to getting the 9 stars, and the high scores are left to day 1 players as well as whales. Nothing's really changed besides the rankings. The rewards and stuff are still there as getting 6 stars as easies. Don't worry about your English, man. Yeah, honestly, and maybe that's what they want, right? Like, maybe that's what John Hoyverse wants. John Hoyverse just wants us to struggle. They just want it to be harder. But there's like I don't know if this is the right metaphor to use, but there's like an old marketing strategy where you should never take something that you were doing for free and then try and charge for it, because people just won't be happy. So like I feel like what they're doing is they gave us a very easy ride and now they're making it harder. And then psychologically, it feels like we're losing something. So it's like psychologically like making you think that you still need to get 9 stars. I don't know. Or in 7 to 5, bruh. People don't like when agents have the same specialty and tribute type, but it gives people more choices to use agents for DA bosses instead of making it feel like agent shilling. It's actually kind of true. I feel like I'm an anomaly. At the start of the game, when everyone was saying it was too easy, that's when I found it hardest. But now my scores go up every reset, despite the bosses being harder. Honestly, Soft, you're probably just, like, getting cracked. Honestly, Soft, you're probably just cracked. I already struggled, now I literally just can't. Robert Culp, didn't you literally just say a minute ago that, like, the people playing the cunning hairs are in the top 1%? I feel like you're just rage baiting, dude. I think more agents should be added to the standard banner in 50-50. Yeah, I think honestly the best way to go around the standard banner losses would be to let you choose a specific standard banner agent that you would lose your 50 to. We need a rupture standard agent. I guess Manito will be added as an A rank to the standard banner after his intro in 2.3. So in 2.4, we will have an A rank rupture agent, part of standard. But yeah, if you think about like Horror versus other games, I think specifically for me, like the most experience I would have would be something like Genshin. Is like when they would introduce like a new element, they would put a new character on the standard banner of that element. But it would be very clear that that's what's happening. You should start a series to clear Endgame as a new FTP. Would be fun and helpful. Yeah, I think the problem is that it would just take like 4 months. It would just take too long. I was a Genshin Day 1 player, and today I finally decided to quit the game. I just don't like the game anymore, but the FOMO and the time I spent in the game makes it harder to quit. Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what John Hoyverse relies on, right? It's that idea that you've invested so much, even if it's not money, but you've invested so much time in what you've been doing. So even if you're completely free to play, like the fact that you've invested so much time into ZZZ or Genshin or Wuthering Waves or whatever game it is that you play, like at the end of the day, the game is designed to waste your time so that you feel like you're getting value from it, so that you feel like spending money on it. Bruh. Sunk cost fallacy, yeah. But it's not just monetary either. It's also time-based. There's a reason why Genshin is so successful, because it has this huge, expansive open world that you spend hours and hours in. And then by the time you're like, even just from like the 1.0 version stuff. You're like 60 hours into the game, and you know you see this hot new character, and you're like, I've spent like 60 hours on this game. This game is great. Yeah, I'll pay to roll for the new character. Let's go. This is quickly becoming a discussion about product psychology. Didn't you expect that, WM Phoenix? LG, quick break from serious stuff. It's Requiem's birthday. Say happy birthday. Requiem, happy birthday! I'm sorry, man. I missed it. I missed the messages. The messages are going so fast. I feel like I'm also kind of just yapping into the void right now. I feel like I came in here with a very specific idea of what I wanted to do. But now I feel like I'm coming in here just to yap. And that's okay. We can just yap. Happy birthday, Requiem. Happy birthdays for Requiem. Happy birthdays for Requiem. Happy birthdays for Requiem. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, I felt the FOMO and fear all day. It's Bates. Not really. I want to play the No Cry. Like I said, I don't want to play it anymore. Yeah, no, that's fair. And her tiggle monster biddies. Until this patch, I love the game. Now I'm seriously considering quitting because if the devs think the Defiler is a fine boss to have a game, I think expect things to get much worse very quickly. Damn, she fine, all right. No, I'm joking, man. I don't want to diminish what you said. No, I kind of agree with you, though. Not that I'm thinking about leaving the game in any way, guys. I just, I just don't know. Like, I came in here with the idea of maybe let's do something to fix it. But I feel like there's nothing to fix. I feel like we're cooked. If Hoyoverse wants us cooked, then we'll be cooked. If Hoyoverse wants to reverse the cooking, then great. The boss fight is super cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's fun. Yeah. It is fun. It's just like the anomaly, the anti-anomaly debuff is like just not. Yeah. I think some of us are just too into the game to leave and we can't do anything about it because Hoyo doesn't normally listen to feedback. It's true. Yeah. Yeah, just a nice little Doompost stream. Just a chill little Doompost stream. If the game starts to fail again, they will have to reverse the cook. See, that's the thing. I don't think they will. I think the thing is that, like, if the game starts to fail, they increase the cook. That's the problem. Right, because if we think about this from, like, a business perspective, right? The news around ZZZ is its endgame is cooked. It's only for the hardest of hardcore players. At which point, like, by the time that news... Like, I'm not saying that that's the case right now. It's not. Like, just to be clear. But... if that news is the news that gets spread outside of ZZZ, then new players don't come into ZZZ. So then what they do is they just ramp it up. they make this a lot harder. They make it so you cannot force anything other than anomaly against this. And then even then, it's very specific anomaly. And then they flick the weaknesses and they change the buff so that it only benefits like 1 or 2 agents. Preferably on banner agents. They just double down and shield for the people who stay. Yeah, exactly right. As free-to-play, I've always felt like I've had room to kind of do whatever I want as long as I put something into the game. But now where I have to be real selective on pulls... Yeah, I don't think you do right now, though. I think that's the thing, is that, like, right now, I think you can still do whatever you want. But I think in literally a patch, maybe 2-3 DA rotations from now, it might be, like, because if it continues to ramp up in the way that we're seeing right now, what, if everyone loses 20% every single DA without, they don't pull the new character... then what, you save for 3 patches because you just don't like the design of any character? That's like how many DA rotations? like just the 20%, right? So how many DA rotations would that be if you save for like 2 patches? There's 2 weeks per DA. It's like 40 days in a patch. So let's say it's like 3 DAs. So that would be, because that would be like 14 times 3, because it's every 2 week. 42. Okay, right, yeah. So let's say it's 3 DAs. In 3 DAs time, you save for 2 patches. So you save for 2 patches. That's 6 DAs. If the HP goes up like 10% each time, so that's being like, if the HP goes up 10% each time, so you lose 10% of this score each time, where would that even leave you? Yeah, yeah, I know. I'm being traffic. It's 20%. I know. I hear you. But the thing is like, I think I'm trying to be. What's the word? I'm trying to be like positive. Let's say it's 10%. Let's say it's 10%. So how do you do 10% on a calculator again? So let's say you're on 120k right now. Lightning, thank you for the 100 bits. We have 3 entire miasma mechanically focused bosses on top of the HP inflation and hyper-specific shield buffs. It's really a perfect storm of awfulness. Bro. Okay, so 12k, right? Oh, okay. Right. So it's 120k, take 12. Oh, shit. Can I just go back 1? Shit. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It won't go down that much. But like, next rotation will be whatever's Orphe's chilling, right? Yeah. But Orphe's shaping up to look pretty mid, so it probably won't be that crazy, I guess. They will add things to raise the floor, the same way they're doing in Genshin HSR. Easier ways to get good gear, free characters, boss mechanics that give points instead of arbitrary dodges. The thing with HP inflation is that your build's getting better with new sets, new supports, and so on. But things like this drop of a score show that it's really not well balanced right now. I agree. I totally agree. Why are we finding it awful to have an anti-anomaly boss if we already have Bringer? Because Bringer was in 1.4! Because you could still brute force Bringer with non-anomaly teams. But I think that's part of the problem, right? It's that I feel like the player base are like, it's fine. Let's stop talking about it, it's fine. And that's okay. We don't need 2 Bringers. I think that's a good argument. Yeah, also. I actually kind of like miasma. Yeah, I honestly, the fact that we've talked about this endgame, and the miasma's only just come up, I think kind of means that miasma's fine. As a mechanic, miasma's kind of fine. I would rather have miasma than a phase where it just disappears for like 30 seconds and you just have to dodge circles. I know we have both with the Fiend, but like if it was an either-or situation, I would definitely take miasma, because then at least you can play the game. I got hurt, so I also want others to get hurt, is what you're saying here. What did Requiem say? I'm scrolling. I missed it. I missed it, man. I don't know. I'm catching back up. Miasma's not a bad thing, but it's a very anti-noob mechanic. If you don't understand it, makes the fight way worse. If you know how it works, it's near a benefit instead of a hindrance. Yeah, because you get that big purify bonus. So yeah, it can't be that bad. The problem is when it's Miasma with an added time waster mechanic. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, like the Defiler and the Fiend, they both have that. Ellen couldn't defeat Bringer. In 1.4, she absolutely could. Maybe not in 1.7, but in 1.4, she absolutely could. That it's fine mentality is giving devs free reign to continue this bullshit. It's not good for anyone else and shouldn't be listened to. It's our right to express our feedback and concerns. Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like I've kind of said my piece about how I feel about it. And if I'm honest, I feel like a large portion of like the community chat that I'm seeing here is that it's fine. So, sure. It's your game as much as like it's like we're all players. Like at the end of the day, it's not my game. It won't change, so buckle in. All right. The point for me is that it should still be easy to reach 20k per boss, but it should be hard to reach 30. I don't necessarily know. I don't necessarily know if it should be hard to reach 30. I think it should be hard to kill the boss. I think it should be hard to kill the boss. But I think it should be achievable, like with really good gameplay and really good builds. Even at M0 with 6. I think when Yishuan came out, and when Miyabi came out, with their specific bosses, I know it's Bringer, but like, yeah, whatever. But like Bringer and Priest, I think they were pretty well balanced. And I think that like an enemy like Priest or, you know, like initial 1.4 Bringer was also pretty easy to brute force. They're clearly aiming for DA kills to be reserved for M6. Yeah, I know, but it does feel like they're pushing for kills to be more of a whale thing. But here's the thing, though. I feel like I would be more inclined. Like I'm a, you know, I don't know what we even call it now. Am I a dolphin yet? I don't know. The tagline is it's not for whales and dolphins. But at this point, if I've bought the £5 pass for over a year, I've spent like £70 on the game, probably, right? A big goldfish. I'm a big goldfish. I'm a tuna fish. A tuna fish. But if it, and that helps, right? And doing that £5 a month helps me to make sure that I can pull, you know, one character out of every 2. And if I full skip a patch, then maybe I can go a little bit harder. Maybe what I'm doing right now is, like, we got kind of lucky towards the end of, like, Yuzuha's banner. Hang on, I'm just going to show how much I've got, right? We got kind of lucky towards the end of Yuzuha's banner. We got a couple of Mindscapes for Yuzuha, very nice. And now I'm in a position where I feel like, what's the word? Like, I'm saving for the whole of this patch, and then next patch, I'm probably getting Lucia and Idari. And I've already said that Idari's design just does things to me, and I'm going to send all of my polychrome. Which means that we might end up with M1 Idari plus our engine. Probably. I forgot what I was talking about. I was making a point, and then I got distracted by the fact that maybe I am a dolphin now. No, I think what I was talking about is, I think what I was talking about was, the fact that that level of investment in the game, that £5 a month kind of investment, that shouldn't be something that we're trying to squeeze. That shouldn't be something that we're trying to milk for all it's worth. That should be something that the devs should be like, oh, awesome. This guy's giving us £5 a month. That's cool. Let's make sure that he can get, one character per patch or both characters in a patch, and that he has a really good time with that. You're just absurdly lucky. It's comical. But ALG M1 Lucia is what you actually want. I think the thing is, though, is that, like, I'll be fortunate enough when we're in that position that I'll be able to make the call, right? So we'll get the information on how much Idari Mindscapes affect her. And then what we could do is potentially, if Lucia M1 is going to be a better uplift for Idari than Idari's own M1, then I might get Lucia M1 before we get to Idari's banner. And then I'll just get Idari M0 with a weapon. £5 a month is such nothing money. I think you're probably underestimating how much of the player base is very casual. And I think Lucia's coming first? Yeah, Lucia's coming first. I think that's already confirmed. I thought you were sending everything on Idari. I am going to send everything on Idari, Jamie. Jamie, we're sending everything on Idari. But yeah, if we have Lucia M0, hopefully we can skip the engine. But if her M1 is a really good uplift, kind of like Yuzuha's M1, it's like 15%, right? If Lucia is like 15% uplift, then maybe we get that instead of getting Idari's M1. And then if we can also, and then if we send everything and we happen to also get Idari's M1, then that's fine. But what if you lose the 50 on Lucia? Is it still all in for Idari? No, we need her best in slot support. We're going to get both. Like, we literally can guarantee both right now. Yeah, we can guarantee both right now. Like, we're guaranteed to get both. I think that's it. Then I quit the game? What are we talking about? Death Reaper. LG, at least getting M3 for the name card? Yeah, for the name card, maybe. For the name card. I think the thing is that, like, I don't know, guys. If DA continues in the pace that it continues, I probably won't put any additional money into the game because I just don't feel like supporting it. There we go. That's it. That's all I'm saying. 413 pulls is crazy. Yeah, it should be good. We should be fine. I think that it's going too fast. And I think that it's going to become a problem. Is it a problem right now? No. I don't think so. But could it potentially be a problem in the future? Yeah, maybe. Maybe. As you sitting comfortably at 590 pulls? It's not 590. What kind of math is that? 220 plus 180. Oh, plus 15. It's like 400. The direction is not changing. I'm honestly expecting the next Void Hunter to break the power ceiling. Well, that's the thing as well, right? So Miyabi was introduced as the Void Hunter. And she's been the established power ceiling for Zenless Zone for some time. I think that Yixuan was designed as a character who is weaker than Miyabi, but she's of a similar level, right? She gets the Grandmaster thing. And I think specifically what Yixuan has going for her is that she can very specifically take out enemies that are designed for her, i.e. like Miasma. A little support for my favorite ZZC. Thanks for being a reasonable and based creator for us. Thank you, unknown friend. That's very kind. Did I miss a dono or something? Oh, there we go. Resub for 4 months. Thank you so much, unknown friend. Much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Bruh. What was I saying? Best not to engage. He's unreasonable. Is it me? Is it me? Am I being unreasonable? Traffic! Thank you for the all gifted. Much appreciated, bro. Thank you so much. I think... Here's the thing, guys. I don't know, man. Like, I genuinely don't know what to do. Like, Echo, thank you for the follow. I feel like Zenless Zone Zero is trending in a dangerous direction. And I adore this game. I love it so much. I love the combat. Guys, do you see my little face? Do you see it light up with sheer joy and excitement? Every single time I hit the Yishuan Bubble Tech Chain Pop Ultimate. It's so fun. God, I love playing this video game. But I am concerned that if DA HP continues to increase at this rate, then if we continue to lose 10 to 20% per DA, then I don't even know anymore, man. Someone will be on a 120k. No, wait, I wanted to times 0.9. 120 times 0.9. 10% each time. 2 DAs, 3 DAs, 4 DAs, 5 DAs, 6 DAs, 7 DAs. You don't pull for 2 patches? You're cooked. If you enjoy the process, why care of the score? Yeah, that's a good point. I know J-Stone mentioned potentially quitting the game based on the trend of ZZZ's Endgame. That doesn't surprise me. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I think the thing is that, like, you can be free to play and you can play the game. Like, I just saw a message from someone. So, like, yeah. You're not who I called unreasonable. I think you're approaching this well. I'd like to try and do as you said and make group feedback. Yeah, I think so too. Instead of HP inflation and vulnerable phases, they could have made more movesets. I think the thing is that, like, I think we're mostly, as a player base, I think we're mostly... and correct me if I'm wrong here, boys, but we're mostly here for the characters, right? We're mostly here because the characters sold us on the game. And then the game itself sold us on its combat. So we're in a position where we love the combat and we love the designs of the characters. So just sell us that. Don't sell us this ever-increasing power creep. Just fucking, like, yeah, introduce new bosses, by all means. Like, more new bosses, more mechanics, more interesting things to engage with. But then just keep making banger characters, and we'll keep playing the game. A big aspect for it's the world and overall design language of the game. Yeah, I think so too. I was here for the game itself. Well, that's awesome, man. I think, like, if I'm honest, like, what sold me initially was probably the combat. Welcome to ALG support. Rezzy! Hey, yo, how's it going, man? How are you? You got the Billy butt slap emo. Yeah, I think what sold me on the game initially was... Honestly, I'm casting my brain back now. Like, honestly, it was Hoyoverse's reputation and the fact that I was a Genshin player, right? So I was a Genshin player, and Hoyoverse was coming out with this new game, this new combat-focused game, and I was like, oh, that looks cool. And then I saw the character design, and I think I saw original Ambi. You know, original Ambi before the shorts. And I was like, what the fuck? And then I tried it when it came out, and I was like, oh, this is actually amazing. You're going to try Nexus Anima then? No. So this was a year and a half ago, which probably felt like a golden age for Hoyoverse, because Genshin was good back then. I don't know. Genshin was never really good, man. I don't know. But I was enjoying Genshin back then. And then I started playing ZZZ, and I realized that I loved the combat of ZZZ. And then I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm moving to this game now. I like Z for its gameplay. For story, I have Nikke, and I know Shift Up always make good stories, and their game balances their game power level. Yeah, I should go back and play Stellar Blade here. That new game looks bad. Yeah, it does look really bad. Nexus Anima looks so bad. Johnny Hoyoverse trying to get away with robbery. John Hoyoverse. Let's do it. Let's start it. Let's make that a thing. Let's talk about John Hoyoverse. Don't worry, it won't come out. What, the new one? Happy me off. Thank you for this follower. This whole talk about power creep and Woo and ZZ makes excited for Duet Night Abyss and how they abolished the gacha system. That's the thing, though. I'm kind of down for that. Like, genuinely, I'm kind of down for it. The thing is, though, is that... and this is going to sound so fucking degen. It's actually unbelievable. The reason why I think Duet Night Abyss won't do as well... it's because you can't gamble. Oh, it's the gamba. Oh, boys, what are we going to get? Oh, let's gamba. Oh, it's nothing. Wow, you are cooked. I know. The thing is I'm completely open to the idea of giving it a go. I just think it probably won't have that same excitement. Why do you think Horse Girls is so popular? It's like double the gap. Yeah. Did you spend poly? No, I had 10. I had 10. Yeah, I had 14. Look, I've still got 4 left. I didn't spend poly, guys. just to make a point. All the gacha games are mid, but everyone loves Gamba. Yeah, it's kind of true. What did I even get? I don't even know. You should have left it for Minato. Ah, he's right. I should have saved it for 2.4. The horse gacha has the worst rates in gacha mechanics. It actually does. It actually does. You got the bunny bar? Oh, sick. The best engine. Temple on Seed? No. I want Duet Night Abyss to do well. The thing is it probably won't be talked about in the same sphere as like other gacha games, because it's not. It'll just be a live service game. It'll be treated in the same way as people treat something like, I don't know. Isn't that the way that Destiny used to work, right? You could get the battle pass, and you could also purchase premium currency to get like skins for things, but you could basically get everything for free. Warframe, yeah, probably works similarly to Warframe. I haven't played Warframe. Warframe, Destiny, First Descendant, something like that. Okay. Like, I'd be okay with it. Like, I kind of want to try it, but yeah. Not all gacha is mid. Yeah. I think the reason why gacha has a reputation as being mid. Oh, guys, this is maybe a bit of a hot take. It's maybe a little bit of a hot take, but what am I doing today? Like, literally, what am I doing today? I swear, I'm literally just trying to make everyone super pissed at me. I think that I went live just to make everyone pissed at me. Yeah. The hot take is that the stories in gacha games suck because they have to suck. So, like, the reason to play them is for the core gameplay loop, like the combat or the character designs or whatever it might be. But the stories are always going to be trash because every single story it's never going to be like a continuous focus on one overarching goal, because it can't be. Because what they have to do is they have to shoehorn in the most important character ever every 20 days. And they have to do that every 20 days. So it can never tell a good, coherent story. Some gachas actually have good stories, like Nikkei. I like ZZZ first chapter. Is chapter 2 bad? I think the first chapter's okay. Yeah, I think the start isn't too bad. Yeah. The story ends in a cliffhanger. Exactly, Rezi. Yeah, because there can never be a resolution. Because if anything is ever resolved, then we're kind of fucked. If anything is ever resolved, the game is over. That's it. It's done. Like, goodbye, game. Nah. Flossin! Yo, what's good? 100 bits. The rage bait is working. I'm currently hate watching. Perfect. That was all part of the plan, boy. What up, guys? It's Flossin. Let's talk games. It works best at the start because the beginning is planned, and after that it becomes shaky if there's not a clear idea. Yeah, and I think, to be honest, ZZZ's opening was actually pretty good. ZZZ was actually pretty good at the start. So anyway, I'm curious. What do you guys think? I'm gonna stop being Flossin now. Every person who says gacha game stories are good, they don't play non-gacha stories. 100%. 100%. And also, I would argue as well, like, it doesn't even have to be a good story. It just has to be a well-told story. I feel like the ZZ devs didn't plan the story with their writers. I kind of believe... I kind of could believe that, Rezi. That's why everyone loves Miyabi so much, though, right? She got like 4 patches of character development and integration into the story. 100%, yeah, because it was all building up to that point where she was released, and then they didn't have anything planned. Tell Flossin that Seed sucks? Didn't Flossin make a new video? I'ma join Tontus to Doom post ZZZ. I don't, like, I don't want to Doom post ZZZ. Guys. I don't want to Doom post ZZZ. I think all I wanted to do today is to go live and say, look, I do think things are going a little bit too fast. I think that the HP is going up too quickly. And if we sit idly by and do nothing, then nothing will change. And there will come a time where Juyuan just straight can't clear. Where... and that'll suck. And there will always come a time... There will always come a time where that will be true. There will always come a time where that will be true. But I just don't want that to be in like 2 DA rotations. I just don't want it to be. You decided to start a stream and be based. Thanks, guys. I'm starting to think my Billy won't be able to clear even with Astra. And that's sad, Rezi. That's sad, man. Like, I swear I watched your video where you just scraped the clear. And congrats, by the way. But yeah, what happens? Like, in 4 weeks' time? Like, same DA rotation, just 15% higher HP. What happens? You don't even use Ju? I know, but that doesn't matter. Like, if Juyuan reruns and someone picks her up, they just got cucked. They just get to sit in the cuck chair. And they just get to watch everyone else having fun with their Yishuan. Well, they just sit in the corner and hold Juyuan's hand and say, it's okay. That's a mental picture that I'm painting there. Hold on, this is doing something. This is awakening something in me. What is this Doom posting right now? Like, the game has its problems, but it's not unlike any other game. No game is perfect, guys. Yeah. DA rewards aren't good, so I don't care. I play what's fun to play. Cool. All right. Anyway. Did you get cancelled for your anti-HP inflation take? Hi, Saint Tontus. How are you? No. But it feels like I'm genuinely voicing concerns that in a few DA rotations, players that can clear comfortably now might not be able to clear. And I don't really know. Yeah, I don't really know what to do from here. People who what? People who can't differentiate Doom posting and criticism are driving me nuts. I agree. Yeah. Oh, sevens. It's constructive criticism that what's going to happen in a few DA rotations time is the people who can comfortably clear can't clear. And the people who want to play something fun will go play something else. And me, I love ZZZ. And I'll continue playing it. And there'll just be much less of us. I don't know anyone who could think current DA is okay. We did a whip round earlier, right? We did a whip round earlier. Basically, everyone's score is around 20% lower. Current season to previous season. Mine is 147 down to 126. We did a calculation for a 20% decrease, a 10% decrease. What would it be if it was a 20% decrease? Literally, in 3 DAs, if it's a 20% HP increase for the next 3 DAs, in 3 DAs, at the current power level, you'll be scraping a clear. Honestly speaking, once my Chingy can't clear anymore, I'll lose all motivation. This calc doesn't mean anything. No, you're right, it doesn't. It's just to give an idea. It's to give an impression. I can enter account help. I registered the option to choose the final boss. I hate fighting Miasma Priest. Real. Too many people here would let the corpos win. Yeah. Did you lose the score only to the C boss or across the board? For me, personally, I lost the score across the board. I think, is there a way I can see my prior one? Oh, sick. Yeah, so my priest dropped by 5k. Typhon was my lowest score. I guess Deb to Fiend, like the anomaly boss, right? That dropped by like 11k. And then the new boss, like my Typhon score was actually pretty low. And then Defiler is like 4k difference. It's literally, it's not, the new boss is actually the lowest difference. It's actually the lowest difference. My overall score dropped 25k. The priest was weird, went from 39 to 33 now. Like, dude, yeah. That's a pretty big difference. My priest E run lost 6k. That's not too bad, especially if it's a higher score. I went from 125 to 105, but scores always fluctuate based on matchups and buffs. True. Do you think they will bring back the older bosses, ALG? How old? Like, do you mean like Bringer? If so, yeah, I think Bringer will be back. I'm surprised we didn't see Bringer when Miyabi was on banner, if I'm totally honest. There's a difference between constructive criticism and dunking the game. We need to push constructive criticism. Yeah, I think the thing is that we need a way to verbalize it. And actually, I have something. Right, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to pull up something that's written by a... Okay, so I heard back from Kete the 7th. You know the Orphe picture that I sent him earlier? He's like, I already have this. So based. That guy is just so based. It's unbelievable. Okay. So this is a... I know it's really bright, but this is an Excel spreadsheet that is put together by stand-up community member of mine, Holly. And what she's been doing is she's been logging the feedback that she's been sending to the ZZZ devs. And she has one in here about HP inflation. I'm actually happy to read like pretty much everything that she's written because I think it's very based. But you can't beat the milkman at his home base. I know. I can't send him a picture of Orphe and expect him not to see it. Okay, cool. So she has this here. Hang on, I'm gonna move myself over here. Here we go. I'm gonna zoom it in. I'm sure you're already receiving a lot of feedback in regards to HP inflation. I'd like to share my perspective. As I understand it, the design intention here is for you to be able to indefinitely release new characters that are appealing through power, while at the same time keeping the difficulty level balanced. So when a new character enables players to deal more damage, which would make the game easier, at the same time, the enemy HP is being adjusted to effectively neutralize this boost in power so that the level of challenge remains mostly unchanged. The issue that I'm seeing here is that this approach disregards all of the other older characters. When tuning the enemy HP to the most recently released characters, each and every time this is done, the older characters are effectively losing values because they remain static. I don't think this is a healthy approach for game longevity. I hope that a better approach to HP inflation can be found. And I think this is completely balanced critique. I have literally zero expectation that an actual human reads that. I mean, I hate this, but isn't that the business model? That can't be the business model. It cannot. Like, it can only be the business model. Is it the only way that this can be the business model is if we are in the, all right, let's just milk them for all they've got phase of sunk cost fallacy. Like, that is the only point where that makes sense, because this means that when a character reruns, like, it just won't sell. They're just giving up on reruns. Can you send a link to this? Maybe. I don't know if it was shared with me publicly or privately, but this is everything that she's ever sent to like the devs, and I think some of it is truly based. She also makes a note when it's been implemented, which I also think is really cool. So yeah, very based. Why not just make a minimum amount of HP you have to deal to get 3 stars instead of doing a third of HP in Deadly Assault bosses? Yeah, I mean, that would actually be a fix. That would actually be a fix, Resi. 100%. I think the other approach that I can think of is to kind of just not inflate the HP. Just, it is a gacha game. By design, it is going to, the end game is going to get harder. the easiest way to do that, or one of the easiest ways to do that, is to just increase HP. And then the problem then becomes is, well, then you sell the solution, right? So the problem is the HP inflation. You sell the solution, which is pulling the new character. But that makes it feel like you have to pull and not like you want to pull. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it should feel like you want to pull because you want to have fun, not that you have to pull in order to keep up with a meta. Because honestly, that's just going to make players fall off. It's a video game. It should be fun. That's exactly the point, ALG. Then maybe I'm wrong. They want to force you to pull, you have to spend money. Yeah, okay. And if that's the direction this game is going, I'm out. I'm done. Like, don't we remember? Like, I feel like I've talked about this a whole bunch. Don't we remember when Evelyn came out and we were running Evelyn into non-fire week content at M0 with her engine and killing the boss? Isn't that so fucking cool and fun? And it also means that if you didn't pull Evelyn, that boss was still pretty easy to beat anyway. It's cool, but also a design mistake. Evelyn? Yeah, Evelyn. Evelyn was so good when she came out. Better leave early then. This is Hoyo's MO at this point. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Yo, Jimbo, thank you for the 100 bits. Investing in Endgame is always a net negative. You will never get the resources back, so that investment angle means you will always be disappointed. That's why I stress playing the game, because you enjoy playing the game. Eventually, my FTP Billy won't get 3 stars, and that's fine. I'm not playing because of a meta. I'm playing because it's inherently fun. When it stops being fun, I will stop playing. Yeah, I understand that. I think in a roundabout way, that's kind of what I'm trying to say, is that, like, it's fun to do things that feel like they shouldn't happen. Do you know what I mean? Ah, fuck. I don't know what I'm... Like, how do I word this? It's fun to almost kill a boss with Evelyn when she first came out, before we even have, like, her best in slot team. That's fun. It's fun being able to kill a boss at M0 if you're good enough. Yeah, it's fun. That's fun. Honestly, it kind of sounds like you just don't like gacha, which is based, by the way. Maybe, yeah. It's fun to build teams. It's not fun to build the specific team the game forces you to. I agree. Yeah. I literally cleared Shia with a DPS ambi. It's bad, but fun. Yeah, Okay, so then what happens in 3 to 6 months' time when the HP continues to go up? What happens then? Because you won't be able to do it with A rank ambi. I want to be able to clear with any character. Yeah, I think that's fair. And I think, yeah, the direction of the endgame is that it's forcing you to build an attack team, it's forcing you to build an anomaly team, and it's forcing you to build a rupture team. And at a certain point, you will no longer be able to force other teams against that content. Maybe a break from ZZZ, but I happy got 7 stars today. I'll come back in the future. Nice. I'm glad to hear it, Music Lover. You don't need Rupture for Priest. Not now. we've talked about that a bunch. I mean, that's what they want. Yeah. Can you share that HP inflation text from the spreadsheet? I'd like to put it in my survey feedback. Yeah. When Holly sent this to me, I was like, this is so close to probably being what we should be sending. Like, everyone should be sending the same thing. And honestly, I feel like, honestly, I feel like I've been having this conversation with myself. And it's kind of just nice to just talk to you guys about it. But at the same time, it also feels like there are a lot of people who are just saying, well, that's fine. That's just the way gacha works. Pull new characters or don't. And that's just not the way I want to play the game. And I don't think that's fine. The thing is, though, is that, like, I think the ZZZ devs probably could listen. I don't know why I can't copy it. It might be like it's like a PDF or something. But it's not letting me copy it for some reason. I'll copy it at some point. I'll post it on the Discord. But I'll ask Holly if we can share this link. Like the Google Doc. It's always the people being okay with bad things that don't give a fuck that ruin it for everyone else. Yeah. It sounds like you don't like the primary gacha business model, no? No, I think in ZZZ it just feels like everything's moving a little bit fast, right? So, like, let's just, like, imagine a scenario where, like, the game starts, right? The game starts, you release a bunch of cool new characters, including, you know, you have one that's, like, incredibly popular and blows up, like, everywhere. You know, you remember Ellen's song? Ellen's song is banging, by the way. Ellen's song, her trailers, they went so hard on social media. Plus, her design is just awesome, right? So you get a bunch of people in at the ground level. Awesome. Great. You continue to release banger characters that people are interested in, so on and so forth. A little bit of Guna bait here, a little bit of husbando bait there. You continue to, like, onboard new players and at the same time you're starting to ramp up that end game level to reach a point where it feels kind of comfortable. We get our power ceiling character in 1.4, and then the game just kind of reaches a point where it doesn't want to exceed that. And that makes sense, right? So we hit 1.4, they don't want to exceed that power level, and it feels like we've kind of hit a point. We make a very specific shill boss for this particular, like, special character that released in 1.4. And then what we do is we just proceed to release new characters, not necessarily with, like, shill bosses, but then following, like, the potential, like, the success that we saw with this particular character, we then start to plan shill bosses for pretty much every following DPS that comes in Season 2. And then we reach a point where, unless you get the new characters and play into those shill buffs and shill bosses, you just end up with, like, trash scores. Because they're going to continue to push the HP up. So I think what's happening is that they feel like and this is like my deep concern about Zenless zzzero overall. This is like the bottom of my heart. Like, I wish that this is something that's not happening, but they're seeing player numbers decline. They're seeing player numbers decline dramatically, and they're like, right, okay. Well, what we're going to do then is we're just going to push the end game like even higher in HP. We're going to keep pushing that, and we're going to specifically sell shill characters that They can only do like one specific thing, but they do one specific thing really well. And then we create shield buffs and shield bosses specifically for those. So it kind of means that they're in a position where they feel like they're not getting new players, and they just want to milk the existing player base. It all comes down to Hoyo design being dog shit. They just know how to create difficulty without increasing HP or making a boss that wastes your time like crazy. That's also true. See you later, Durkamai. Thanks for dropping in. This is exactly what is happening here. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. What if I can't S rank in Shiyu? Then I'll get an S rank in A rank in Shiyu. Cool. Missing 60 polychrome isn't meaningful enough. If it's still fun to play, that's fine with me. Now, if it's literally painful to play without the perfect team, then yeah, that's awful. But I'm not surprised when the gambling game encourages gambling for the shiny new toy. I don't like it either. That's why I don't participate in it. Just the $5 monthly pass is good enough. Gives more rewards in the end game anyway. Yeah, I get it, Yojimbo. I get it. But like, I think the thing is that like a lot of players are completionists, right? Like I spoke earlier, like if I couldn't get 9 stars, I don't think I'd be like, oh, I have to gamble for the new toy. I'll be like, this game is cooked. I'm done. And I'd log out. And I might not log back in. I've always felt a new character every 3 weeks is a ridiculous pace. Yeah, I also feel like I wouldn't be upset if they slowed things down. Like, give us a rerun patch. Give us like I think it took a while for Genshin to get a full rerun patch, right? But yeah, I would be fine. I would be fine with okay, let's just let the devs cook for a minute. We're gonna get some good story, some good event content, but actually there are no new characters for the whole of 2.5 or something. I'd be like, that's okay. Like, yeah, there's a bunch of characters to rerun. That's all good. One character per patch in Genshin? Yeah, that would be okay. So you do a rerun half, and then on the second half you do like the character, and then one other rerun. So then, yeah, it's like 3 rerunning characters and 1 new character. I think the thing is, though, is ZZZ probably just doesn't have enough characters for us to do that right now, but it would be a much more sustainable place. Really comes down to if ZZZ is hitting their revenue projections, which it feels like it isn't. Yeah, which I feel like it's very short-sighted, right? So the milking approach that we're talking about, the approach of like, oh, okay, we're not getting anyone new in, so let's just milk the existing player base for what they have. That approach only works when you're sure you're not going to get anyone in. And yeah, sure, it might increase revenue for a short period of time, but then that will go away because the small player base that's there will eventually leave. Problem with ZZZ, unlike say Genshin, is Genshin has lots of elements that make people play other than combat and endgame, but ZZZ doesn't. So if people don't enjoy the combat anymore, why play? And kind of true. But yeah, my guy, you're borderline doom posting here. I know. The concern for me here is this should have been a patch where inflation was unnecessary, as Seed is actually a decently balanced character. Yeah, Seed is probably one of the most decently balanced characters that we've had in a while. I think the fact that we're like Preedwen put her at tier 1. Not that I'm saying that Preedwen is the be all and end all, but Preedwen putting her at tier 1 is good. I actually made the argument for her being tier 0.5 because she works so well with low investment teams, because you can run her with Nicole and Billy and wipe the endgame content like very, very easily. So I think from a value perspective for like a free-to-play or low-spend player, I think Seed's a really great character. But yeah, I think her actual power level doesn't exceed anything that we already have. Seed is the worst upper banner in terms of gacha revenue for ZZZ, which is a really bad sign. I don't know how you know that. But yeah, the interest does seem down on Seed, I'll agree. Just noticed ALG skipped most of the characters I pull for. No wonder he's not having fun. Guys, I'm still enjoying myself. I'm still, like... I feel like this whole stream has just been me talking about my worries of ZZZ and my worries of the future of ZZZ. And, it probably will not get turned into a YouTube video because it's been very unstructured. But I'm still having fun. Like, I'm still in the top 1% here. I'm still having fun. I still enjoy it. I actually think the Defiler boss has, like, some pretty interesting mechanics. She's actually pretty fun to fight against, except for the phase with the shield bearers. I don't know why that's even there. It's just annoying. But yeah, like, I actually think it's a pretty good boss. But yeah. Good story boss, not a good DA boss? Well, you know. It's not even doom posting, it's gloom posting. Yeah, it's gloom posting, maybe. But it's also, like, I think someone said it earlier. It's like, let's try and be constructive here. Like, what can we do about this? What can we say about this? What could we put together about this? Because I also think as well, like, the reality of John Hoyverse. Make the video outside, even collab with J-Stern about it. J-Stern won't go. I mean, I can ask him, but my initial thought is he probably won't want to get involved, if I'm honest. He probably, like, the comment that you're referring to, he probably just made as a, as an aside comment, like, oh yeah, if the HP keeps inflating like this, then in a few patches, I might not carry on. He maybe just said it as, like, half a joke or something. I don't know. But I doubt very much he'd want to talk about it. This is a worrying subject because I started playing in 2.1. How are you doing on the endgame? Yeah, John Hoyverse needs to listen. All right. So someone mentioned it earlier then around what can we do? What can we do? Jason's very outspoken about how he dislikes the current endgame state on his stream. Okay, I'll reach out to him. I feel like it's the perspective. What are we chasing? High scores to be completionists? I think 9 stars is totally doable with people getting more powerful each patch. Yeah, but the problem is that if the HP continues to increase at the current rate, then even players who are clearing very comfortably today, in 4 weeks' time, will not. Which means that they will have to pull for a character. Yeah, and then also, like, how much can we really affect anything as a Western player base? Bruh. What if it doesn't go up? Yeah. What if this is just an overcorrection and the next DA, they go back and they undercorrect? What is this music? Any news on how the Eastern player bases are viewing this DA? I wouldn't know. Send waves upon waves of feedback. Devs are doing almost everything right, with the wrong things being shill stats and HP inflation. Without that, are there complaints? Honestly, no. What I don't like about HP inflation in DA specifically is I don't feel like I get better at the game because the scores just get lower, even if I improve. Yeah, just pull more, spend more money. That's obviously a joke. That is clear and obvious sarcasm. What if it can get worse, get better? This can be the neutral state they wanted in. Yeah. M6 my character, gotcha. 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 That's why they call it gotcha games. Because I gotcha. I just really want multiplayer stuff, not gonna lie. Keep wishing, bro. Yeah, there's not really a way. It'd be really tough to implement. ALG SMR when? I'll do it right now. I used to legit think that's why they were called gacha games. I just started to recently get better enough to 9-star DAs, but this current one feels like pulling teeth trying to get the 9th star. I just don't have a good enough attack team after almost a year of Anomaly. And I talked about this earlier. I think when the game came out, there was a lot of focus on Anomaly. And then last patch, there was a lot of focus on Anomaly. And it's kind of left players in a position where they felt like Anomaly was all they needed. And it's just not the case. You need multiple premium teams in order to clear endgame content. And if the HP inflation continues, we're going to normalize the idea of having 3 limited S ranks per team. And the player base is just going to be like, bro, just pull more. And then not only that, but your 3 limited S ranks per team, you're just also going to be in a position of like, oh, well, you know, like yeah, it's an anomaly boss, but like actually it's like Miyabi resistant, so I have to pull like the new character now. Bruh. Honestly, like, I genuinely just feel like I went live today and I knew I was going to talk about this. I didn't know how you guys were going to react, obviously. But, I think it's... like... I've missed messages. I know I've missed so many messages. I can still see St. Tontus in chat. I think St. Tontus and Rezi are going to kiss and make up or something, but... I just... It's a video game. It's meant to be fun. We're meant to be having fun here. And I felt like all day I was excited to yap. And now I'm yapping. And I just feel so lost. Because, like, to break it down and distill what I'm saying, it's like, I love Zenless Zone0. I adore ZZZ. It is, without a doubt, my favorite gacha game. And the combat might very well be my personal favorite in any game I've played, except DMC5. But DMC5 doesn't have banging characters after banging characters. And tits and ass. And I also like that too. But I think the point is, if the HP continues to inflate in the way that it is going, the game is cooked. We're going to normalize the idea of 3 limited S ranks per team. And look, I'm a day 1 player. It's okay for me to have 3 limited S ranks per team. But 3 limited S ranks per team, like, let's say by the time we get to 2.4, it's 3 limited S ranks per team. How long is that going to take the average player? Bruh. All you need to do is look at other Hoyo games, ALG. They've all done this. I know. But, like, why couldn't this one be different? Why couldn't this one be different? We are copying the same HSR power creep roadmap, but it's happening so fast. Average gamer needs to play Bayonetta on stream. Oh, bro, yeah. I've only played the first one. I should play the second and the third one, exactly. Have you tried the PGR collab? It's amazing. No, I haven't. Gamer, what's your actual name? It's Scott. I've mentioned it a few times on stream, but yeah, my name is Scott. Day 1 player, it took like a month to full clear the endgame. Now it takes 3 months for a new player. Yeah. I think obviously the day 1 player experience is always going to be a lot easier, right? Because the game at that point has to be designed around the fact that you can only possibly have 1 limited S rank, right? You can only have 1 limited S rank. Your actual name isn't ALG. But yeah, you can only have... Yeah, so your other team has to be made up of just all A ranks and maybe a standard S rank here and there. I really want to believe the devs aren't going to cuck us. Yeah. Did someone just say you're lost? Did someone steal your heart? I'm lost. Is John Zenless? John ALG. Gonna have to go back and listen to the full stream. See what you feel this way. Good discussion for sure. Hey, yo, how's it going? Is Lucia a must-pull for Yixuan teams? No. Because Yixuan's a Void Hunter level. She's the Void Hunter. Just, can Rezi and Saint Tontus just kiss already, please? I'm pretty sure they just don't want people killing DA bosses, not gonna lie. Yeah, I feel like I'm just going over the same things I've already said, but like, I think the idea of them releasing a new character and then the community being like, oh shit, did you know that if you play... And just cast your mind back in time, right? Cast your mind back in time and think about how crazy this sounded at the time, right? Did you know that Miyabi, the new anomaly character, if you run her with a stun agent and Sukaku, so a completely F2P friendly team, you can kill Bringer at 65k even without her engine? What the fuck? And wasn't that so much fun? And I'll be real, like, if I wasn't gonna pull Miyabi, I'd have been like, bro, that sounds like too much fun. I have to pull. I have to pull. I have to do it. Like, just imagine if the game was that much fun all of the time. And they'd be like, the new boss? Yeah. Yeah, you can still, like, 35k with Miyabi. Yeah, that's fine. But the new boss, right? You can still 35k with Miyabi. But if you pull Seed, did you know that if you run her with Nicole and Billy, then she can actually kill the new boss at M0 without the engine? Isn't that insane? Like, I just... Like, why couldn't the game just carry on like that? Like, doesn't that sound so fucking fun? And honestly, if the game was still in that state, and that is what was happening, and that was the news around Seed right now, I'd be like, boys, that sounds so fun. I think I actually, maybe I need to try and pull Seed. Hello, ALG in chat. Hello, Amaroya. Seed's Wenjin or Evelyn's Wenjin? Evelyn's engine. Like, just in isolation, Evelyn's engine is the best stat stick in the game. I put some in the reaction channel in an attempt to lift some spirits and missed all this concern. Yeah. Okay, like... But the way that HP inflation works is that they want to sell you on the new character. The HP goes up slowly over time. The problem is it's going up too fast. And if it continues at this rate, then we're in trouble. Is the current DA cooked? No. In 3 DA's time, will we be cooked? If it continues at this rate, then yeah. Then yeah. I'm pulling Orphe for Zambi Supremacy and because I want to watch her ride that snake. Yeah, I don't think that's how it works, man. There's no incentive to pull for agents, and if we do, we still can't 9-star. What's the actual point? Yeah, I mean, that's the current state right now. Is that, like, if a new player comes in, we can say to that new player, oh, if you pull seed, then maybe you'll feel like you can. If you pull seed, then you can run seed with Billy and Nicole here. And then you just gotta hope that you pulled Yishuan in 2.0, and then hope you pulled Yuzuha and Alice in 2.1. I mean, in theory, if you've been playing since 2.0, you could have cleared. But that's a lot of characters. That would be 4 characters in the space of 2.5 patches. It's a lot. Like that's not low spend numbers. That's not £5 a month numbers. It is if you win every 50, but like that's 4 50s. Yeah, if you lose a few 50s, you're cooked. Yep. It's tough. IMO, the business model, would you just find well-designed, animated, and voice-acted characters? It doesn't have to be crazy power too. 100%, Holly. Holly, I don't know if you were here earlier, but I shared your doc while I was yapping, and everyone was asking me to send them the link. Can I send them the link? EO, I'm sorry. What do you mean you're sorry, EO? Sure, please do. All right. We're gonna send out Holly's feedback link. I just think that some of her takes are really good. Like, you might disagree with some of her takes, but like the way that she phrases them is really, really good. So I think it might be worthwhile. We'll pin it in the Discord somewhere as well. But if you disagree with like a certain element of like what the game is doing, hang on, let me show you here. Like for example, she has like a really cool thing here written about HP inflation. She had improving the 50-50 system on limited banners, around keep the 50-50, but then instead of a random agent, get to pick from the standard banner, stuff like that. And she sent all this feedback in. If you agree with any of it, you can copy and paste it and send it. Decimator, thank you for the sub. Flex, thank you for the gifted membership. Much appreciated. Thank you all. Thank you. Why ain't you all in a call or something? What do you mean? Big Birchie, thank you for the sub. You have tower mode for sweats. I don't know why this community has a fetish for making your endgame a sweat fest for polys. Yeah, I agree. I hard agree. This is a prime podcast opportunity right now. I think the thing is, guys, I'm gonna be totally real. Like, I feel like it's been like a really long day. You know, like stream started like 3 hours late. It's been a really long day. And I was excited to yap. And I was excited to yap about Endgame. I just feel like I've come on and I've been quite... Maybe I've been more doomer than critical. But, yeah. I love this game. I want it to get better. If you love something, you want to speak out about it. Yeah, and it's a video game. We're meant to have fun here. Bruh. This is like the most unstructured I've ever been. Are you getting burned out? Yeah, realistically, probably. Yeah. What was that story you said you had? What do you mean? You weren't dooming. It's the weird people who think the slightest sign of negativity means dooming. It's like arguing with a wall. Yeah. There's a really good analogy that a friend of the show, Razor, uses, where he basically does that. As you like he uses the analogy of a fence, right? And then the fence continues to go up as HP continues to increase. And then what you're doing is, like, as a player, you're jumping over it. And then at a certain point, like, it just starts getting higher and higher and higher. This is Razor's analogy, by the way. And then at a certain point, you know, you can just make it over. You know, you scrape in the 20Ks. And then the next thing you know, it goes too high. And you can't make it over. And at which point, you have to make a decision about whether or not you want to continue playing with your favorite characters or pull the new character to clear the endgame content. And I think there's a lot of players who will just be like, oh, if I'm still having fun, it doesn't matter if I don't. It doesn't matter if I don't clear the endgame content. It's fine. I'm still having fun. But I think a lot of players, myself included, would be like, well, if I can't clear with my favorite characters anymore, why am I even playing? I don't care about getting 20k scores most weeks. 6 stars is enough to get the rewards. It's true, but like most players don't necessarily just want to do that. Could you get to ask them on little dates? That's so based. You kind of butchered this analogy. Thanks for your support, man. So glad you're here. Yeah, maybe I did. Maybe I'm just not making sense today, fam. I don't know. You play the game for the goon, the story, a little bit of endgame. You don't only play for the endgame. Yeah. Except when the story's kind of shit and the characters that are coming out, you don't really think they're that goonable, then why are you playing? Two Punch is really good. I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play it on stream this weekend. Can I be devil's advocate and make the question, since the whole game genre is gacha and is revolved around pulling new characters that are part of its new content every 3 weeks, why are we saying that we have to pull for new characters? Isn't the whole economy revolving around that? I think it's because people have their favorites, right? And you want people's favorites to still be relevant. But you want people to be able to, like, you want to be able to play with the new characters. And I guess like an easy way to like keep older characters relevant, or like an easy way to keep older characters relevant is to add supports and like off-field characters that can help them. So, for example, Jane, I wouldn't necessarily argue that Jane is meta right now, but because of the physical anomaly shill, because of Alice, she's benefiting from that. She also had a support in Yuzuha, and we also have off-field anomaly appliers that mean that Jane can take a whole bunch of field time while Vivian's doing a whole bunch of shit off-field. Or Bunnis, even. Where's Bunnis? Yeah, like, either one would be fine. Oh, that is such a good way to say it, Lucas. I want to pull new characters now because I want to. Not because the game screams at me, pull now, your old characters are shit. Yeah, 100. Absolutely true. I still don't know what the conversation at hand is. I'm just vibing with ALG. Yeah, honestly, I don't even know how we ended up here. This is it's been very unstructured. I just went live and started talking. Yeah, just like Idari. I want to pull her. I want the Octomummy. 100%. Yeah, 100%. I want Idari because I think that her design is cool. I like... Guys, all right. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it loud. Fuck Keith. I'm going to say it loud. I like tentacles. Bro. It's not about the tentacles, okay? It's not about the tentacles. It's not about the tentacles. Bro, how do I even get back to my fucking... Fucking hell. Why? Why are there so many people here right now? What the fuck? Why did it have to be today, of all days? Alright. This is not getting turned into a YouTube video, guys. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. Oh my god. What the shit? Alright, look. Alright, there might be tentacles here. Clickbait gets views. Yeah, well, you know, like, is it really clickbait? Is it really clickbait? I literally was just like, guys, HP inflation feels like it's going pretty quick. Maybe we should do something about it. Maybe we should consider what we could put in the feedback survey together, and then we can agree that we're all going to write the same thing. That's how I started the stream. And then it's been, like, 2 hours of unstructured nonsense. Creator, Octopussy me. Fuck Keith. Anyway. It's okay to care about the game you love. You're not doing posting just expressing the concerns may have. Hope the devs listen to feedback as they've done in previous cases. The tentacles lower HP inflation. We write, mommy, sorry, in the survey. Anyway, yeah, it's not about the tentacles, boys. It's about the ass, all right? Look at that shit. Look at that shit. Ooh, oh my god. And then you All right. Okay, yeah, it's like genuinely, it's not about the tentacles. It's about the tits and ass. All right, that's it. It's about the woman. Ketty can goon to Orphe, you can goon to Idari. Exactly. Yeah, but like we're getting off topic. The point we were making was Idari. Like, it doesn't matter to me that she is an ice rupture agent. This literally, it could have said anything. It could have said literally anything. She could have been ice anomaly, and then obviously not going to be as good as Miyabi. And I would have been like, yep, pulling. 100% I'm pulling. It doesn't matter. Like, they created a character whose design I liked. Like, people can say that her design is boring. People can say that she's wearing the same shorts as Yixuan and Jufufu and Lucia. And I can understand those concerns. But She's hot. But she's hot. All right? I'm pulling and I'm not pulling out. Kete, how's it going, bro? I don't know, man. I'm just vibing. Like I said, I started the start of this conversation with I think the future of ZZZ's Endgame could be a problem. Maybe we should talk about it. HP inflation is going a little bit wild. This DA might be okay, but the next few DAs might be not. And that was the jumping off point for the conversation. We need to remove those tentacles. Yeah, but what? Like, I'm gonna be real though. Can I make it bigger? I don't know what is going on here. I'm actually kind of super interested in the lore behind this, in terms of this Lovecraftian portal on her upper back. Like, what the fuck is going on here? What the fuck is her waist, actually? Yeah, well, actually, yeah, what the fuck is her waist? Yeah. Can I make it bigger? Yeah, I can make it bigger, all right. It's an English VA for me. Oh, yeah, the voice is great as well. Just say you love tentacles. I already did. I love tentacles. Fuck Keith. Also, who's Keith? He's my neighbor. Whenever I say something out of pocket, I say, like, I remind chat to tell me to say fuck Keith. Because it doesn't matter what Keith thinks. It doesn't matter what people think of you. You need to live with the courage to be disliked by your neighbors. Keith probably thinks I'm insane. That I've shouted many things. Does her neighbor know you say this? He does now, because sometimes I yell, fuck Keith. Is he wrong? What, about me being insane? Nah, probably not. If you cannot goon freely, can you truly goon? You need to live with the courage to admit you like tentacles. I did! Twice! Keith, why is Scott yelling fuck Keith occasionally? I didn't do anything. Does Keith support the HP inflation? Yes. Fuck Keith. Look. I don't think I'll be alive tomorrow. I think I'm going to take a break. But I'm gonna leave you with the message that ZZZ's Endgame can't keep this pace of HP inflation. It's moving too fast. It's not that HP inflation shouldn't exist in a live service gacha game. It should. Like, at a reasonable level, it needs to exist. But it's moving way too fast. And it leaves me in a position where I feel concerned for the future of continuing to play this game. And I love the characters. I love the designs. The story's okay sometimes. But most of all, I love you guys. I And I think the drive for me to talk about this, for me to want to speak about this more, is because I want John Hoyerverse to notice. And I want to keep doing this. But I'm worried that if in 6 months' time I log into someone's house, I log into someone's account to help them, and I'm like, should have pulled Yishuan, dummy. Skill issue. Because there's nothing you can do. That would suck. And then, what would I do for content, boys? Anyway. Look, I'm gonna end the stream. I'm thinking about making a video. I might not, though. I just don't know what to fucking do, guys. I genuinely don't. I'm gonna continue to talk about this. But I think I need to collect my thoughts, and I think they're still not collected, and I think I'm just yapping.
Major nerve for tits, you can't have both. I feel like I'm getting gaslit by this whole Ellen Joe is it high school thing. If she's of age, then
right.
Good, but still cutting it close at 18. I'm fucking tired.
No stream tomorrow.
Games,
maybe Friday. Maybe weekend. I think I might be having a crisis. But anyway, who's live right now?
If she's of age, then we all good, but still cutting it close at 18. I'm fucking tired of all these damn children.
Chase turns live. Age is live. Let's rate Age.
Sure, but I was thinking early 20s for sure. Either of age or
right. I'm turning YouTube off. Twitch will rate someone as well. See you in a bit. Peace.